Hello everyone, my name is Siti Handayani. I will read Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. In times of yore, in a distant land, there a young girl named Snow White ravishing and captivating looks. Like her name, Snow White had fine skin as milky white as snow. She had peach riven hair and resort lips as red as rose. Snow White lives in a magnificent castle with her stepmother, the queen, who is now the kingdom leader of after Snow White's father dies. The queen has a beautiful face, and everyone who meets her always stirs and praises her beauty. In contrast to Snow White, we did not care about her appearance. The queen cared deeply about her beauty. The queen has a magic mirror that flatters her face for her affirmation that she is the most beautiful woman in the entire land. One day, during her routine, the queen again asked her magic mirror who was the most beautiful woman. Unlike its usual answer, the mirror gave an answer that made the queen displeased. Instead of calling the queen the most beautiful woman, this name, the magic mirror called Snow White's name. Feeling bitter, the queen then called her sweet husband to get rid of her stepdaughter, Snow White. The husband then carried out the queen's orders and took Snow White into the forest to execute her. However, when he arrived in the woods, the husband, who feels sorry for Snow White, lets her go and asks her to hide in the forest to trick the queen. The husband later hunted a deer and brought its heart home to the queen as if we were the heart of Snow White that he had killed. Running deep into the forest, Snow White subsequently saw a hut that caught her attention. Feeling curious, Snow White then entered the place. While exploring every corner of the place, Snow White realized that the cabin was the home of seven dwarfs. Snow White, tired from running, fell asleep in one of the dwarfs' beds. Not long after, the dwarfs living in the hut came home and found Snow White fast asleep. After some time and waiting for Snow White to wake up, one of the dwarfs then woke Snow White from her sleep. Snow White woke up, then explained about the incident that had just happened to her. Feeling sorry, the dwarfs discussed and decided that Snow White could stay with them as long as she helped the dwarfs clean the house and cook food. Back in the kingdom, the queen, who saw the heart that her hunter broke, believed that Snow White was dead, but this lasts only a short time until the next day when the queen asked the magic mirror again who the prettiest woman in the world was. The magic mirror again stated that the most beautiful woman was Snow White. At the moment, the queen realizes that Snow White is alive. Later, with her magic, the queen found the princess hiding in the dwarf's house in the middle of the woods. Disguised as an evil selling grandmother, the queen then goes to Snow White's place and forces her to buy the evil she sells. The evil turned out to be a fascinated evil that had been incited by the queen. However, it will fall into a deep sleep and never wake up again. The first waited Snow White then woke and ate the evil. A few moments later, Snow White fell and was unconscious. A few moments later, The dwarfs returned home and were surprised to find Snow White's condition. Knowing that Snow White was affected by the queen's magic, they knew the only thing that could save her was true love's kiss. Until then, the dwarfs put Snow White in a beautiful glass coffin. Day after day passed, and the dwarfs took turns guarding Snow White. One day, a prince from a distant kingdom heard the story of Snow White and kissed her. After a long time, Snow White finally woke up with a kiss from her true love. Sometime after Snow White became conscious, the queen is arrested for her crimes. She was no longer able to see her beauty in her magic mirror. Meanwhile, Snow White and the prince married and lived happily in the flesh.